What's going on, good people? This is Byron with your guy Cordero coming to y'all live, man. Talking about this wholesale business, man. Just straight up Q&A about wholesale and real estate. So, any of your wholesale questions, man, we gonna fill them tonight. And man, try to put y'all on some game, and hope we got some people come through, put us on game. You know what I'm saying? We all about, man, adding value to y'all, man, and then y'all add value to us for sure, man. So appreciate you coming through, Zay. Mel Dre, what's up, man? Y'all, people on IG, the people on Facebook, people on IG, go to YouTube and you'll see the full video, man. Come check out my guy Cordero with me. Ali, what's up, man? Yo, 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 representing North Carolina. What they call the Kakalaki? Who did they have come through? Petey Pablo or something. North Carolina, come on the rain. Take your shirt off. Petey Pablo, man. Representing the Carolina.
J. Cole. He know
Yeah, J. Cole. Representing Ali come through representing, man. What's going on, Oscar, man? Y'all go on over there to YouTube, man. If y'all want to check out the full video. YouTube got the full video. Go check it out, man. But shoot, man, we're gonna get into it tonight, man. Y'all go ahead and ask y'all questions. We just gonna answer the questions, chop it up right here, man. Kind of talk about some stuff as far as real estate, what we got going on, and then yeah, man, we just here to answer y'all questions tonight, man. Yesterday, we did a cold call live. So if you're interested in figuring out how to talk to sellers, man, Cordero was on there, giving the seller the business. And I guess there's no update on that seller right now, but y'all just stay tuned and we'll keep y'all updated on how that goes with that seller that he talked to live, man. So just stay tuned. But what's been going on, Cordero, man? What happened today in wholesale?
Shoot, man. Really just been trying to figure out my split. Let's see. I recently got myself what is it? Like an agenda, a planner. Yeah. I got a plan to keep all my follow-ups, So many follow-ups coming from all different directions, man. And we got a couple updates on some deals that, we've been working on, follow-ups on some deals that we're trying to get, stuff like that. But what I've been trying to do, shout out to who's our guy that was on last Sunday call. It was just me, you, and dude. But I've been trying to increase my Cody. Yeah, just in regards to the conversation I had with Cody, just thinking about my split. And how you doing, Anita? Think about my split as far as making sure all it is basically is just prospecting and follow up, or marketing and follow up, whichever one you're doing, how your system set up. Right now, we're just prospecting. So I've been trying to boost up my prospecting, get just do more. And one of my favorite things is I was listening to Ed Milet earlier when he was talking about, and Byron, you mentioned the whole concept of doing one more, but he was just talking about how success and the ideal version of yourself is not as far away as you think it is. And the difference between unsuccessful and successful is so small. It's so close that's why so many people usually miss it, is because it's such a incremental shift. And that's the power of one more. It's just, he was talking about how that, it's just the incremental value that you add. If you cold call for 2 hours a day, then go 2 hours and 15 minutes tomorrow and add that. And then add another 15 minutes and add that. And add another 15 minutes and then add that. And add another 15 minutes. And by that time, you got, you got another hour added onto it. But I'm just trying to boost that up, boost my follow-up. And also me and Byron and I have been talking about switching our game up, adding something new as far as going from prospecting to marketing. So that was a big topic for today. And I think we're, we're working on that, man. I'm
Yeah, for
thinking
sure.
about Byron. What if, as we added it, we like show people like, oh, here's our journey to add another marketing channel on or something like that, or how that goes. Um,
Yeah, that would be interesting, man, to kind of document, live how we do it, and then shoot. I'm like, shoot, we might well, try to talk to some of these people, show people how we talk to these people, as they come in, man. So
yeah,
yeah, man, we'll show. Like, I don't know what we'll end up doing. I don't know what we'll end up doing, but we're gonna do something as far as marketing to increase our marketing to do more. So, but yeah, we're gonna share that. I think share that with them and just let them see how it go. We interested in how it go. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that's interested. What's up, Mr. Caleb Wright, man? I think that's Caleb. I know his last name right. What's going on, man? Over there on IG, man. Come hit us up on YouTube, man. We got Cordero in the building, man. Master cold caller, acquisition sniper. Man, you ain't
yeah,
heard this guy on the phone, man. You gotta go back and check out yesterday live, and that's just a little bit of his coldness. He colder than that. So
yeah. You will see.
man, we gotta get this guy to close the Olympics, man.
Yeah, I want to see if we can get somebody locked up on one of these lives, man. I really want to, try that.
What's good,
Jermaine,
Green Green, man? Where y'all at, man? When you come in, let us know where y'all at. Where y'all doing this at, man. We currently got 4 properties listed, 4 properties under contract on the market. So that's really been taking up a lot of time for me. And then I got another deal that's hung up in probate, and another deal that I'm wholesaling. That's just gonna take some time. But man, it's just been crazy, man. Another deal under contract in Fort Worth that we're working on, you know. But we've been trying to get our marketing up, man, because we're switching from launch control to smart contact, and all the all the struggles to get that marketing channel rolling. Man, we got BBE Banks up in this thing, man. I think he closed like a 30K or something the other day, man. It's crazy, man. He over here on IG, man. What's going on? What's up, everybody? What's going on, man? But Jermaine in Atlanta, what's up, man? Y'all let us know where you at, man. Where y'all coming in at? Caleb, man. Caleb
ATLA,
be out here doing his thing though. I think Caleb know Keithon, man. Godfather. So
shout out to Caleb.
Caleb be out here doing his thing, man.
Caleb must be doing something right. He know Keaton.
Yeah, man. You getting connected with Keithon, man. You headed in the right direction for sure.
Shout out to
But
Caleb.
BB Banks say you trying to be like me. Nah, dude, I try to be like you, man. You 25K checks, man. I'm trying to do that. Hope I'm next. Yeah, hey, you could be next, man. 25K check. You can definitely be next. I'll say the 2 key things to being next on your 25K check. One is finding the right buyers, and then 2 is consistently marketing, man. Because I was consistently marketing, but I didn't have the right buyers, and I was cashing like 4K check. You know what I'm saying? Couple of K. You know what I'm saying? Just think about the one we got in Tennessee. Now we got that dude for 175. Now Wedge was at 215. You see what I'm saying? 25, 15. What's that? 40K in.
Yeah, something like that. I'm just thinking about the fact that Wedge was at 198, by the way.
Yeah.
Just
So
so
you
you
tripping
know.
on that. So the buyer tried to lowball the wholesaler.
We're gonna try it. But regardless, that's a good, that buyer came up. That's a good buyer. And shout out to Tenitris.
Yeah,
I really hope I'm saying
I was
that.
about to do it.
Forgive
T,
me.
I think we just call it T though.
Shout
I'm
out to
pretty sure, I think she's literally been on the live for real though.
yeah, and you gave her a nickname. You gave her a nickname. I think so. But yeah, I mean, finding that buyer, and I tell
Hey,
it,
T in Dallas, man, we might need some help, man. How far do you stay from Fort Worth, man? You might be able to help us out. Let us know how far you stay from Fort Worth.
he might be all saving grace out this thing.
I'm telling you, Cass, what's going on,
Cash,
man?
what's
Yeah,
going on, Cash?
Cass, man, out there in Cali doing your thing, man. Out there in Cali doing your thing. T is fine. Hey, T, man, give her a nickname.
Hey,
But uh, that was a 40K deal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Boom.
Nah, I tell people the story all the time about how when I first started rocking with Byron Heavy, I had this deal locked up and it was like a 7K spread on it. He was like, let me just send it over to one of my buyers just to see what.
Because I'm looking at that deal like, dude, if that was here, I would have bought it from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it was like right around the corner from this one we got right now. So
I'm like, dude,
yeah,
like you selling that for that? It's like, dude, we
making
could have done the same thing we did on this one to that one.
real talk, real talk. You know, I had it locked up for a 7K spread. Byron's like, let me send it over to buyers.
No,
Yeah,
seriously, what you had locked up again?
I don't remember the numbers. I remember that spread though. And then look, Byron's like, it was here. End up being a 40K spread. If I had Byron's buyers, that's the difference between the wrong buyer and the right buyer is 30K, 33K, $33,000 on one single deal. And again, back to Ed Milet when he was talking about the difference between successful and unsuccessful is something so small. That might have been one more call to find that buyer.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. You know, no doubt.
Shout out to T, your nickname about to be our hero, superhero. If you can go out to Fort Worth.
Telling you, man. God, we might need somebody in Fort Worth for sure. We're gonna keep you in the loop, man. You gotta hit me up on IG. Let me know who you are, T, and we might need you for real. It ain't no joke. So Oscar say I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth. I'll be glad to help you any way I can. Please let me know. Hit me up, man. Seriously though, hit my inbox on IG so that I remember because this live be stupid, man.
Hey, hit my inbox on IG.
Yeah, hit Cordero up in IG, man.
Own IG, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, man. Hit Cordero, but hit me up though. I'm in this thing, but I'm just saying, like, the buyer is gonna make a difference because you know a lot of people buy for cheap. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what kind of buyer is gonna buy at that price that's gonna get you a bigger spread? You know what I'm saying? And then just consistently marketing because you just run into people, you just stay at it. You know what I'm saying? If you just stay at it, you people run into that right person. You know what I'm saying? People, you'll text enough people to get that right person. Man, my camera blinking in and out, man. You gonna around be on this live by yourself in a second. Let me try, man. Go ahead and take over, Cordero.
yeah, now another big thing I think about when you think about finding the right buyers, it's not just, oh, I get a bigger spread. They also open you up to different types of deals. So if you like me in the beginning, I was running into a lot of deals where like they was ready to go, motivated seller, but they had a tenant in the property. And the buyers that I had, until I found the right one, but for a long time, the buyers, they were like, nah, we can't buy with no tenant in the property. Then I found I found two buyers all in kind of the same time period. They were just like, oh, yeah, yeah. And, you know, the tenant in the property, if they got a lease and they got about like 3 or 4 months left on their lease, as long as I can buy it right, I'll let them stay in there for their last 3 or 4 months. Whereas some buyers, they like, no, the property has to be delivered vacant. And so by finding the buyer that is willing to buy properties with tenants still attached, that opens up a broad spectrum of deals that we can still do. So that, again, that's another way that you can get more money is by finding the right buyers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Your buyer's weapons become your weapons. You know,
exactly.
You know, man, you got to find buyers with the right weapons. You know, you're like, oh, everybody's saying no, everybody's saying no, everybody's saying no. They got this, they got that. It's like, dude, find the buyers with the right weapons. You know what I'm saying? If the price is the issue, you got to find the buyers with the right price. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was doing deals. Like that's why we do deals. Is because It's like that one property that we closed to Tennessee with your girl that lived in what Murfreesboro that ride over. She was talking about meeting with Mark Spain, meeting with all these other people, but it was like we had a buyer that could compete with the big dogs. You know what I'm saying?
He beat them. He beat the
Yeah,
big.
beat the big dogs. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's all about finding the right cash buyers, man. Right?
Hey,
Like you
we be
said,
making it with
cash
Mark
buyers,
Spain.
the five weapons are yours, no doubt.
Man, that's big. That little point right there, because I know a lot of people get on there and you'll just start saying all the cliche things. Oh, we can offer cash as is. We can do this and
We
clear out
can
the
close
property.
in 2 weeks. We can,
You don't know what you can do because you ain't found the buyer yet. And then
yeah,
on top of that, it's like you saying all of this. What if you find a buyer that could offer something different? What if you got the one buyer that's like, man, hey, uh, I'll let them do a lease back. I'm letting the people, because don't nobody want to move and sell their house right now because the interest rates are higher and they don't really want to get out of that. I'll buy the property if the price is right, and then let the owner stay in it and lease it back from me. Which a lot of
dude,
people
I had a buyer like that, dude. I did a 20K deal in Tennessee on a buyer like that. They let the person lease the property back for 12 months.
But Byron knew the buyer, so when he's talking with the seller, he can tell him that type of stuff. Like, oh, say, what do you need? How do I solve your problem? What problems do you have? And we can do that. But if you don't have the buyer already, you could throw that out there. But then when you go to blast that deal out, you got to blast it out with this like contingency, and ain't nobody gonna want to bite on that because you don't even know. It's better to have the buyer already
Yeah,
and not need it.
you know what you can do. Like you know that you can come through. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That was another thing that I always liked about having buyers. It's like I know what I can perform on. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know what I can. So I'm speaking with confidence. You know what I'm saying? It's like I already know what I can do. So like that's big. So I think those are the big things when it comes to getting 25K spreads. And a lot, I think, like, well, I know at least me, when I heard people on social media talking about cash buyers, talk to da 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 da, I'm like, who with that much money is gonna have conversations with me? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why they gonna talk to me? I'm telling you, man, they need people like you. Like they need you. They need you. I need you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm buying properties cash in the Atlanta area outside of 285. If you outside of 285, you get deals. I'm buying properties cash money outside of 285. I prefer to stay on the west side, but I'll do it anywhere. 3 bedrooms, at least 1.5 bath. I like them newer than at least 1990. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if you got anything like that, send it to me. But I'm just saying, the people who are trying to flip properties or rent property, they need properties brought to them, right? So don't be afraid to reach out to people, man. See what they buying. See what you can bring to them. You can add value to people. You just gotta go reach out to them, figure out how you can add that value. When we talk about add value, that means I'm bringing you something that you could do something with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we talk about.
Exactly right. And I always tell people, present it to them as a working relationship. Hey, I'm a newer individual, but I am looking to find properties. I got my whole marketing system set up. I just need to know what you're looking for. What are you buying? And I can get it to you. Just let me know. And if I bring you something that might fit your criteria, could you at least let me know what you could do on it? And present it to them like that. And then you want to start getting them stuff. But just as they probably gonna try to beat you up on the price, depending on the
Coach Earl, he always thought the buyer beat people up on the price.
keeping it 100. It's just like, because you got to understand is what people don't realize is dispo is sales too, just as much as acquisitions is sales. People don't talk about that. I don't hear people talk about that. It's dispo with sales. It's a negotiation tactic. I got a deal. One of the best buyers that we got could do 215. They came in at 198.
Yeah, no,
Obviously,
that
we like
I'm
dog.
always trying to drag a joker up. I always drug a joker way up.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. You know you can make some money.
Drag 'em up.
And cause they were playing.
Yeah.
Real talk, man. Come on now. You're playing, you done.
So they playing around with it. Man. So, but yeah, man, you talking about getting a 25K deal, man. It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? We throwing out 25K like it ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? So, like 25K deal, man. That's woo.
Or another way to get a 25K deal is to hit the lottery and just start
Yeah.
posting and just wow, you just get the craziest deal, the perfect person. I did it on my first deal. I hit the lottery basically on my first deal.
Yeah.
So you can hit the lottery, but I never hit the lottery ever again. Never again did that happen. I had to have a strategy from that point on because it was like a whole calendar year. And I left that original market. I was in Nashville, Tennessee, got my first deal. I didn't get another deal till I went outside and went to Clarksville. And so it's just like all of these things can increase the probability that you will get a deal. You can always just hit the lottery at any point in time, right? You know what I'm saying? But like, let's be real. These are strategies that's going to help your overall. And then one thing I think is the best about finding a buyer first is being able to talk to the sellers with that confidence. You're also being truthful. You're also being genuine and honest with the seller when you're talking to them. So I think that just is overall better business practice that I can believe in when I say, "Hey, I work with a network of investors, and we could do this, this, and this." I'm not capping. No cap. I'm just gonna start putting that in my sales pitch. No cap. We can close on your property in 10 days if you need to. No cap, man. Sign on the dotted line. I ain't just getting your deal on a contract and putting it up on Facebook like I don't know what I'm doing. That is not the move, man.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Um, but BBE Bank said it's like shooting the fish in a barrel with buyers, man. It said wholesaling fee is their marketing fee. Yeah, that's true. It's like paying the wholesaler their fee is like the buyer's marketing fee. Like,
Man, that's a good point.
yeah, that's a good.
And they gotta, just like we gotta continue to pay our marketing fee and continue to market, they gotta continue to find deals. That's what we say when you adding value to the seller by getting their property sold. But then you adding value to the buyer by bringing them deals. These are people who are flipping properties. They're working on 10 properties flipping at a time. They ain't got the time to cold call or text or do acquisitions. You do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, for sure. Like, yeah. And that consistent marketing, man, is a big thing. Just always be talking to people, always marketing is a huge thing. So yeah, man. Somebody said let's connect, brother. Hey, hit me up, man. DM me. Let me know, man. We'll hook up. But yeah, man, I think consistent marketing and buyers is two things you gotta have. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't
I
matter
want
what
to
that.
say real quick because I know we keep saying it, but this is something I just recently learned. So that's why I always make the point of pointing out. There's a difference between prospecting and marketing. We primarily do prospecting. If you're reaching out to the seller, cold calling, texting, that's prospecting, where you're trying to reach out to enough people until you find the right person. Marketing is where you're getting in front of them and letting them hit you, come back into you, whether that's bandit signs, that's ads, that's billboards, commercials, TV commercials, you on the radio. That's marketing. And so that's the difference. And I'm just saying that just so you can kind of be aware of what strategies might work the best for you. But I think in the beginning, the most affordable tend to be, no, I mean, in general, the most affordable and the most scalable, I would say, to hit those two is probably prospecting when you could text or call or something like that. Bandit signs also aren't really that expensive, I don't think.
Cheap. You can get. I ordered 100 of them.
And they work, man. They work.
They stayed in my closet. I got 30K deal, and they stayed in my closet.
About the closet, dude. They things work.
Saying in my closet, I got that 30K deal. I never took the bandit signs out of the closet. Only time I took them out of the closet is to give them away.
Give them to me, man. You got a number written on them? Give them to me.
Yeah, I had a number written on them. The thing, I don't know what them things at, man. I gave them to my brother, man.
Them
And
bandit
I got rid of them bandit signs. I was like, man, I done hit 30K, then followed by 6K. I'm like, man, I'm rich. I don't need these bandit signs.
Myers rich, you don't need the bandit signs.
Oh man, I thought I had done something, man. Man, we got the Godfather checking in, man. He's checking in. Man, we know we gotta shout him out on the show, man. Dude,
Man,
I'm telling you, you want to learn something about wholesaling, man, you better hit
bro, you want to learn something about anything. Keith on be like, man, nah. You be like, man, my phone broke, man. I don't know why I can't make no calls. Keith on, man, all you gotta do is reset the network. Go back and stand at the top of your house and then go to
and that job be working.
Every time, boy, Keith on be knowing what he talking about.
It is working.
Keith on said he got 2 boxes. Yeah, man. That's why I say the most affordable, because bandit signs are the most affordable, but they not scalable. They not scalable.
Go and put them out there, Keith. Go ahead in the corners and put them out there.
Yeah, sure. But I just know if you
hey, appreciate it, AJ, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Shout out AJ. But if you just starting out and you're in a major like city like a Nashville and Atlanta, a Dallas, or something like that, try them bandit signs. You got to do what you know. Mark Spain ain't coming in. He got billboards. He's not doing bandit signs. But them bandit signs really did work. And I remember when I was just starting out, I got a lot of traction off the bandit signs. And that's how you got the first deal. Yeah, man. You gotta holler at them bandit signs. And I don't think they're nothing to play with. I think we sleep on them because once you get to a certain point, you're trying to figure out what's something that I can consistently do that I can scale up. What's the likelihood that I'm gonna scale up bandit signs? And I'm just gonna be that. You got to spend too much time away from the phones and out the door to or here's what a lot of people will try to do is they'll try to figure out how can I hire a dude to go put the bandit signs. And then you driving around town, you realize your bandit signs is nowhere near a road. They off on the ground. He or she didn't put them up for you. So it's just like you can't scale that the way you could scale like calling or texting or something like that. So but don't sleep on the bandit signs if you're just getting started out.
All this stuff works, man. All this stuff works. It's all about consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
consistency is life's challenge. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think 2 things is life's challenge. One is taking action. Second thing is staying consistent.
Yeah. To get the initial.
It's like there's plenty of stuff that you need to do. You know you need to do it. Like everybody got stuff that like they can think about it right now. I know I need to do this. You already know you need to do it. Yeah. Whether it's talking to somebody, whether it's doing this or doing that or whatever it is, you know you got something you need to do. Why ain't you doing it? It ain't because you don't know how. It ain't because you can't figure out how. You just need to take action and consistently take the action to get it done. Period. You know what I'm saying? Period. Yeah. That's what everything doing. But like if you apply that to wholesaling, and that's what I think people don't understand, man. It's like we ain't talking about Instacart. I keep saying this, but it's like, man, we ain't 2 guys on here talking about freaking making some side money. Like this is not side. Like I thought it was side money. Like I thought that, man, I'm finna sit here and I'll make a couple of extra $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Be good supplemental money. You know what I'm saying? Dude, man. This is real estate is not side money. It's not wholesale real estate, not side or supplemental money. Not when you're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Not unless you're making a ton of money. For a regular person, real estate is not Wholesale real estate is not like a side
Maybe
money thing.
for Elon Musk, this might be some go out to eat money or I don't know. This is
Yeah,
literal rocket fuel money.
yeah,
Literal rocket fuel money. But real talk, this and then two, what's the most you can make? What's the cap? What's the limit?
yeah. No limit, dude.
Ain't no limit. Ain't nobody like, ain't no cap on this. Like how far you could take it, how big you can go. The biggest guys is doing like millions per year. And that's just from this one stream, not to mention whatever else that they decide to do with it. And that's just only, it's like, you can keep going. You can, there's no limit. You can continue to push this thing. So I think, and to your point, because Ed Milet was talking about that too. And that's what he meant when he was just talking about how the difference between successful and unsuccessful is just so small because you already know what it is. And it's really nothing crazy. It's just doing what you already know you need to be doing. That makes a major difference. It's just like, I ain't gonna lie. Well, I'm kind of, I'm saying I wasn't even gonna put this out there. I want to run a marathon. You know what I'm saying? This is the first time like I'm saying it in public, but I want to
Yeah,
run a marathon. But it's like, imagine if I was like, man, I want to run a marathon, and a year later, I'm still talking about I want to run a marathon. Go run. Start there. You know you need to run a marathon. There's no secret. I don't need to get on some secret diet plan. I don't need to do no secret trainer. None of that. You need to run. I mean, there are things that'll help you do it better, but ultimately, literally taking that first step and starting to run and run an extra mile, every week or so, like add a little bit more. That incremental growth is going to be important. But if you know you want to get in shape, then you know what you need to do. Like that's not a secret. You need to
no,
be at a caloric deficit.
yeah.
Period. If you want to be at a caloric deficit, if you want to put on muscle, you need to be at a caloric surplus. You need to be more or less. That's not rocket science. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't know how to do it.
you know what I mean? It's like don't act like you don't know how to do it. And we all there, like, you know, and then this my favorite thing about that is once you realize that and tap into that, then if I'm doing 10K a month wholesaling and I'm cold calling 2-3 hours a day, I'm following up for another 2 hours a day. What if I just did more? Could I
Yeah.
make more money if I did more? If I'm
Most
already
like regular, reasonable people think, okay, let me just do a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's regular and reasonable. Like I was texting people, make 30K. Okay, I'll just do a little bit more. you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's regular and reasonable. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, why not do 10 times more? It's like that's what I was thinking because I was reading Grant Cardone thing and he was talking about, man, 10x, 10x, 10x. I was like, dude, I just made $30,000. What's 10x 30,000?
300.
Man, I really think I can make $300,000 in a year.
What was you thinking at
I
that
was
time?
thinking, no way. Dude, I was thinking, no way, man. It's just no way possible. It's like there's no way on earth I can make $300,000 in a year. It's like I just thought it was no way. It's like, dude, I like, no. I ain't even gonna set that as a goal. You know what I'm saying? But I kept listening to 10X stuff like that. My goal was like $100,000 in a year. Can I turn this into a six-figure business?
What's the next goal for you?
To my right now?
Monetarily. Either
Right.
monthly or in a year. What do you want to do?
Shoot, my goal right now is to buy a multifamily by the end of the year.
But how much
That's
revenue do you want
to
to get from wholesaling?
Wholesaling goal, man, my wholesaling goal is just consistently do $100,000 a month. Like that's my wholesaling goal. It's the
Nah,
consistency.
Byron, you need to 10x that, man. You need to be doing $1 million a month like Keith on.
But my thing is, it's the consistency.
Yeah.
It's
exactly. That's big.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, how do you be consistent at hit it? You know what I'm saying? It's like I can hit it, and then it's like, okay, but how do I consistently hit this goal every time? You know what I'm saying?
Likewise.
So, like I said, to me, consistency is life's battle. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people can do something one time. Like I said, like I always say, a lot of people can do one wholesale deal. You know what I mean? People out here talking about how they did one wholesale deal.
A lot of
But
people, a lot of people do.
a lot of people,
I'm
but it
like,
ain't a lot of people running successful wholesaling businesses over years.
right.
You know, it ain't a lot of people out there running, consistent wholesale businesses over years. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
shout
So
out to
keep
Wholesale.
take
Yes, sir.
man. That's what I'm trying to build. Like, and I talked to people before, and I'm like, uh, I don't know, man. I try to make sure that I have people on my team doing things and trying to build a team. That's always been my goal from the beginning. Like before I even did a deal, I was watching like Max Maxwell, business structure, you know what I'm saying, writing up stuff like that. I'm like, I'm trying to set up the business. I ain't even done a deal. You know?
Yes, sir, man. Team, man. You make them rich, they make you rich. That's it. We were just talking about that earlier. That's the beautiful part about having a team or getting people that's like got the same goal in mind, or they got your goals are aligned. And when you got people on your team, whether they're working directly on your team or indirectly in some sort of way that's achieved, because your title company is a part of your team, your closing attorney is a part of your team. If you work with a real estate agent and they end up listing your properties, that's somebody who's on your team. Your contractors, maybe they don't work with you as closely as your everyday, your acquisitions team and your prospecting and marketing, but your contractors, they are part of your team. But you put the right people in the right places, and the goals are aligned. They make you rich, you make them rich, because everybody eats. B.
Yo, man.
Everybody eats.
Speaking of teams, man, it's like the people I work with in the Atlanta area, man, they make this thing simple for me, man. Like I'm able to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? I did a flip early this year, and my VA locked it up. Never talked to the seller. You know, transaction coordinator got everything wrapped up, and then after the joke closed, contractor got in there, did his thing, realtor sold that mug, you know, got the money from somebody, they used my money. And it was like, dang, that's when I realized, like, man, this thing really could roll. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
really rolled. So, like, that was a big one for me. And that's what I like the most. It's like the deals I'm most proud of is not just like the biggest deals. It's the deals where it's like, man, I didn't have to put in work. The system was ran. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on the sideline and it's like, man, I've been drawing up these plays, and then they finally go out there and make it work. You're like, you know,
Real talk, man.
the plays work, the plays work.
That's the result though, and that's some that I ain't, that's a level I ain't reached yet. You know what I mean? But that's something that I want to do for sure. But that's the result of the work you put in back then in
Yeah.
building your team and
I mean,
creating
that's
value.
right in, though. That's the work I put in years ago.
Exactly.
Listen to the Bigger Pockets podcast, understanding, trying to put business together, listening to the E-Myth years ago, right? Cordero talking about, people just saying, but dude, I was that guy. Like, I was the guy that was sitting around listening to the Bigger Pockets podcast. This dude listened to real estate podcasts, you know, 11 years ago.
Good night.
Year after year after year after year. It's like, you do real estate? No, I ain't got nothing. I'm telling people about real estate, and I ain't doing nothing. I feel like I'm on Noah in the Ark. I'm telling everybody it's gonna rain, and like, man, ain't no rain going on. It's like, man, I'm telling people real estate. It's like, dude, you got nothing. It's like,
what are you talking about? You know what they say? Those who can't do, teach.
Man, I was just talking. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking. I was just out there talking. But one of my cousins was like, man, he always said this, like, and I almost didn't believe him as much. He seemed like he believed more than I did. Like he knew. He was like, man, you gonna do big stuff, man. I'm like, what you talking about? It's like, you keep talking about this. It's like you gonna do some big stuff. You just always talking about this. You gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he always said that. Like it was no shock to him. He was like, yeah, man, I already knew you were gonna do it because you always talk about this. Like
It's
you just
crazy to
constantly
have
talk
people
about
who believe in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes.
it.
But them
Yeah,
are the
bro.
people that you need around you. Because to
Yeah,
this whole point, the whole quality of your entire life is going to be, I hate to say it, but it greatly depends on the quality of people you have around you.
yeah, for sure.
Ultimately, and that goes beyond just your business relationships and your teams that you got to achieve a goal at work, but your spouse, your friends, the people you hang around on a daily basis, you're gonna be the sum total of those people. And if you around a bunch of negative minded people, we talk about this all the time. If you around a bunch of people who don't is not going in that direction, then it's gonna be real hard for you to go in that direction. Without them consciously thinking about it, it's gonna create that crab in a bucket mentality where you don't know why you know something's greater for you, but everybody else around you don't even think about that. So it's just like, how could you reach it? You ain't giving yourself enough fuel. So you need people around you that not only believe in what you doing, but sometimes you might need a person that believe in you more than you believe in you. So you like, dang, if he think it's possible for me, and I'm sitting there, I ain't done nothing. What am I doing?
Yeah, for sure, man. He
What
would
am I
always
doing?
tell me that, for sure. And my wife too, like she would always be like, you know, she always believed that I could do more than what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? She always thought that I could do more. She always thought that, man, like you could do more. Um, and she always thought I was gonna be successful at whatever I did.
And that's different. That's a
That,
different
that was
company.
like, it was like, dude, it was like, no, it was like she was surprised, and we are, she was surprised or whatever, but she just knew it was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? She think it's like, that money. She think it's like Steph Curry, like, oh, you shot that shot, it's going in. It's like, no, man, I don't know if it's going in. You know what I'm saying?
You like, hey,
Steph Curry, but no,
hey.
you think the
But
shot going in. I'm like, I don't know that shot going in. But yeah, man, like you said, having people around you with that confidence really help. You know what I'm saying? Help boost you and your confidence that you can do it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, and then it builds your confidence. It builds next time you feel like, oh yeah, I got this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna take this action. If this gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that's a big thing, man. Having people around you with the confidence to help you get stuff done, man. You know what I'm saying? What's
yeah.
up, King of Boxing, man? Coming through. What's up, man?
Yeah,
Um,
never sleep on the people that you got around you in any context, whether it's your work team or just your personal team in life. And the thing is, don't set up a situation where everybody around you just to support you, but you got to support them. Byron's a key player in their lives. That's why they believe in him so much. And you
yeah,
know what I mean? When you think about that. And some dude on here was asking us like, how you find, I don't know if he said how you find your purpose or how you figure out what you want to do with your life. And I'm not the one to just say that, but I know I hear this a lot. Don't ask the people around you, like, what do you think? Because they gonna see it in you. They're gonna be like, bro, you always talking about this, you always thinking about this. You don't want to ask your closest people who know you the best. What do you think that I'm good at? What do you think is my passion? Because they notice things about you. They just got a perspective of you that you don't see. It's just like if I had something on my face and we was walking around and I wasn't looking at a camera or nothing, I couldn't tell that I had it on my face. Byron would have to let me know, dog, you got something on your face. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Or somebody, because they can see something, they can see a perspective of me that I just can't see. And so when you ask the people around you, like, man, what, ask them. And I bet you they're gonna be like, man, dog, I thought you'd have been, I thought the speaker, dude. You supposed to been doing this. You supposed to been doing that. It's like, oh, dang. Word. So the people around you say a lot about you. They don't define you ultimately. You define yourself, and your actions is going to define you. But they say a lot about you. And so you just make sure that you got the right people in the right places. The right people in the right places is big. Keaton said that because you can have the right people in the wrong place.
Yeah,
Just
for
like
sure.
you can do the right thing at the wrong time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
What a point. But your team is very valuable. Just like your buyers, your cash buyers are members of your team. Got to have the right people on your team at all times. But if you're talking about goals and wherever you're at, and think about what's my next financial goal, I also want to do consistently 100K a month, and especially in the market that we're about to go into, that's been my goal. As the market begins to shift, I want to do 100K a month consistently, maybe more, at least 100K a month consistently, right?
Yeah,
And
sure.
when you think about those goals, you got to have a team. Nobody, there's nothing that you benefit. You don't go to Walmart and there's just one person stocking the shelves, ringing you up, in the back taking loads and cleaning the bathrooms. It's not one person, it's a team. And Walmart is valuable. You don't go to Publix, you don't go to whatever store you go to. You don't you don't go to McDonald's. We talked about that the other day. It's like you don't go to McDonald's and the same person ringing you up. All right, you want this? All right, let me go make it real quick. And they meet you at the other window to give it to you. Team ultimately get us the most consistency, the most value that we get are usually based upon teams. That's
Yeah,
like as good as Michael Jordan was. Michael Jordan never played a Magic Johnson team or Larry Bird team by himself. It wasn't Michael Jordan versus them. Even the best of the best, the greatest of all time, what most people would consider, still had a team. So it's just like figure out how to get your team right and be the who to them. Add value to them too. That's the thing. Like you a part of their team just as much as they are part of yours.
yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt, for sure, for sure, for sure. What's up, Ryan, man? Coming through, I see you. But yeah, man, you definitely gotta have a team looking to scale up for sure. But like starting out, like by yourself, what's up, Marcus? Starting out by yourself, man, you gotta have the mindset of I'm going to take action and I'm going to stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? Until I get a deal. Like like that kind of mindset is the biggest thing, man. Taking action, staying consistent until I get a deal. Connecting with buyers, like this real simple, man. Connecting with buyers and then constantly putting yourself in front of sellers, property owners, you know, is big, man. So I think those two things are the biggest two things, that you could do. Um, but shoot, man, Cordero, you got a call or something you want to show them?
Oh,
Maybe,
you mean like a recording?
yeah, maybe a little cold call before we get out of here, man. Let these people hear you get how you get down on the phone, man. Before we jump out of this thing, man. I
Oh,
wanted to do it earlier where we could actually call people, but shoot, we didn't get on in time to call about
yeah,
it. We
man.
got to start going live during the day when we talk.
For sure, for sure. Shoot, I can just knock out all my follow up calls right here on the live. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. Let me see, man.
Shoot, I probably got some calls up in here. That Laura made.
Oh man, I'm curious. Laura colder than me.
Dude, I ain't been here and checked her stuff in a minute. Laura is to be trusted at this love.
Yeah, man. Speaking of team members and teammates, man, you get you a Laura, you're done.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see. See if she talked to this person.
Man, if I'd have had this one, if I'd have just had someone pulled up.
Let's see what this one right here talking about. Oh, no, I ain't talking about that. Oh, well, maybe.
Hey, sorry, I don't know if I have the right number on the phone.
Oh, I got one. I got one.
There you go. Laura sent you a lead in Jonesboro. Did you talk? Oh, you said called NACM.
No answer. She didn't answer.
Oh, okay. But
I called her, text her, called her. I'll just keep following up with her. See, it be the ones where she say,
oh,
because
she said available for a call tomorrow anytime.
exactly. It be them when she be like, the person say, call me back tomorrow, and then I call them back tomorrow. They usually don't answer. But I got one. This guy named Vinel. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
16.
Hello? Hey, sorry, I don't know if I had the right number. I was calling to speak to Leno.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Vanille. Vanille. I thought it could go either way. I'm sorry about that. My name is Cordero. I don't know if you remember. You were texting a member of my team, Laura, about the property on Fieldstone Lane with. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. We're with Open Resi, and you were texting her about that property on Fieldstone. What's your offer? Yeah, I just wanted to reach out to you to get a little bit more information about the property so we can, make a accurate offer and stuff like that. Just make sure we get you what you're looking for. Is now a good time? I did want to ask you a couple questions. Does now work? I'm listening to you. Okay. Yeah, and so a little bit about us is we work with a network of investors that allow us to come in and purchase the property, and we're a service provider to our investors. What this really does is it allows us to come in and we got a little bit more flexible offers, and we can do a little bit more benefits. Like we make all cash offers, we buy as is, and I'm sure other investors that you may have talked to can also offer these things. We take care of closing costs and fees and things like that. But if we could, come in and obviously buy all cash and things like that, when would you be looking to close on the property ideally if we can get you what you're looking for, like a price range and things that make sense for you? When are you looking to close? A month and a half, I believe in. A month and a half, okay. And you said you'd be leaving. You're going, are you, is this a primary residence or is it a rental property for you? This is my primary residence. Okay, and so you got a move scheduled or something like that? It will not take me long to move. I will be moving a month and a half, 2 months. That's it. Okay. Where you going? Are you staying in Georgia? Yes, I am. Great. Do you? And this is something that we run into often with some people that we ended up purchasing their properties. Ultimately, is we again, because we work with a network of different investors and we're not just one investor, we can be flexible on things like our timeline and other benefits. And also too, if you're looking for your next place, like you're actively trying to find your next place, we can kind of work around that schedule. We oftentimes end up having to do that as, maybe the purchase of this property is contingent upon you finding your next property. Do you already know where you're going to move to, or are you in the process of finding your next place? I don't know, but I know I'm going to get a place to move to. Gotcha. Okay. And could you give me a little bit about the condition of this property? Would you say that it needs any updates or any work or anything like that? It needs some updates. That's it. Okay, just like some cosmetic work and things like that? Yes. Okay, what sort of things do you think that it needs? You have to send somebody, but you need to answer. What's your price? Okay. Okay, well, what price are you looking to get? No, you make me an offer. Yeah, see, kind of how our process works. I'm sorry, go ahead. Listen, okay, this is the way I say it. I'm not on the way to sell the house. Okay. But if I get a good offer, I will sell it. Okay, and what would you say is a good offer? You give me an offer because you're in the business. You know how much the house sell around here. Yeah, that is very true. I don't know the condition of your property, and so we could kind of go through the motions, send someone out there to take a look at your property and things like that. But I'm sure, I think we both know roughly, if I were to offer you $1 million on the property, I'm sure you would take that. Absolutely. And if I were to say $10,000, I'm almost guaranteed that you would just hang up the phone on me right away. I'm not interested. Absolutely. So if you know what you would take and you know what you don't want to take, I'm sure that you got some sort of price in mind. And I can't just kind of throw out numbers, but I want to make sure that we're the actual buyer for you. And my responsibility, I'm the purchase specialist here with Open Resi. I do have to send everything over to my underwriting team, and then they let me know what we can do. So my responsibility is just to see what you're looking to get and get it over to my team. Because I could just throw out numbers, and if we can do what you're looking for, then great. And if we can't, then we can't. But I'm more concerned with I don't want to waste your time. That's my biggest concern. I'm more worried about wasting your time or hours, just kind of going back and forth on price when we obviously haven't looked at it. And we're serious buyers.
Okay, what I want for you is $389,000. 5 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 3,200 square feet.
Okay. And if we can, and you're saying closing like a little as 2 months max, or that's when you'll be out of the
$389,000. Okay.
Okay. And so is there any particular reason, so other than moving and getting that price point, is there any particular reason why you want to sell the property?
It's just too big for me.
It's just too big for you? Gotcha. And are you considering listing it on the market with the realtor? Is that something that you thought about?
Not yet.
Gotcha.
Listen to me. This is not, I want to sell the house. But if I have that $389,000,
right.
I will sell. That's it.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to leave to go nowhere.
Gotcha. Okay. I absolutely understand that, Vanilla. And again, like I said, because we work with a network of investors, some of the benefits that we offer, paying all cash, buying as is, and we can even do competitive cash offers for the property. And come in and we can close quickly, or we can just close on whatever timeline you need us to close on. We can even provide moving expenses up front and things like that. But I don't think that those are anything, any benefits that you're particularly interested in. And if you tell me that the property does need some cosmetic work and some cosmetic updates, and it's a larger home, so the cosmetic works may cost us a little bit more, I don't see any homes going for cash as is in that particular area for $389.
Okay.
So if that's what are you interested in fixing it up and putting it on the MLS? Or you said you hadn't thought about that. Is that like a option that you've completely crossed off, or that's just something you would still want to look into at some point?
I am not interested in selling my house. But if I get a good price, like what I asked for it, I will sell it.
Okay. But you said you are moving. Is that like you are actually moving, or if you get the good price, then you will move?
I'm not moving.
Okay, gotcha.
But if I sell it, I have to move.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like if you get the price, then you could move out in the next 1.5 months or so, is what you were saying to me originally, right? Gotcha. Okay. And Vanilla, if you don't mind me asking, I can sense you got an accent. Where are you from originally? If you don't mind me asking, I'm just big on accents and things like that. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Haiti.
Are you from Haiti?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and that you probably would be mad at me for saying this. I was gonna ask if you were like from Jamaica or something like that. I'm pretty sure Haitians don't like getting mixed up with Jamaicans.
No, I'm from Haiti.
Gotcha. How long have you been here in the States?
I've been in Georgia since 2005, and I was in New Jersey for about 10 years.
Okay. Okay, so you done been all, I mean, I'm, as you can tell, I got a 615 number. I'm from Tennessee, been in Tennessee all my life. Yeah, yeah. So you've been in more places. What was that?
Which part of Tennessee?
Middle Tennessee. So I'm originally from and I say Middle Tennessee because my mom, we moved all over the place in Middle Tennessee, but I'm originally from a small town called Shelbyville, Tennessee. But I graduated from high school in Nashville and stuff like that. So around Nashville area, yeah.
I used to go to Nashville making delivery. I know Tennessee a bit.
Okay, so you know a little bit about Tennessee. You know about Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, man, I was like, I heard your accent. I was like, well, I was trying to see I wonder where he's from. I just always appreciate, a good accent, especially if I could tell you might be from the island, some type of island. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I know also, too, usually that means if I'm talking to somebody, whether they're from Haiti, Jamaica, or something like that, y'all don't really play. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got time to waste. And if you're gonna make a decision, it's got to be straight up and down. Y'all not gonna play with nobody about serious decisions and stuff like that.
Business is business. It's a business to be business.
Absolutely.
If I got that money, I will sell the house. If I don't, I'm going to stay on it. And get me a smaller house and rent it.
God, is it just you that lives? Because that is a pretty good sized house. Is it just you that lives there?
Basically, me only. I rent a room, but I don't like to do that.
Okay. I understand. It make a little bit of money, but you want your own space and privacy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So what I'll do, like I said, man, it's up to my underwriting team to kind of give me a price and let me know what we can do. I understand that you're kind of at the 389. That's where you're at. I don't think, just from me looking at it, roughly, I don't think we can do that because, again, we'll be paying all cash. And it's not like traditional financing and we buy as is. But what I'll do, because I understand that that's what you're looking for, I'll go ahead and run it by my department and see if they're okay, and then I can give you a call back. But let me ask you this. If they say, nah, we can't do 389, but we could do 340 or something like that, should I even call you back, or you wouldn't even consider that? If I go to my team and they say that
I will not consider that because I make up my mind, this is what I want, and this is what I want to do. This is the amount of money I need to do what I want to do.
Right. Gotcha. And I completely understand that. Our goal, we always say it has to be a win-win situation. If we don't, we can't just come in. We are investors, so we got to make it make sense for us. But we can't just come in and say, well, what's best for us? The person who's selling the property, it has to make absolute sense for them as well, and that's the only time we can actually close on a property. So I'll let them know that that's what you're looking for, and then I'll give you a call back just to kind of give you the thumbs up. If they say we can, I'll reach back out to you. You said that there were some things that you wanted to do. It's like just wanted to move. Is there any other, things that you're trying to accomplish from selling this property?
Yeah. I need money to do something, and I'll do it with that money. But if I stay here, just do what I have to do.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Maybe thinking about going on a vacation or something.
I go on vacation almost every year.
Okay. I was gonna say, man, if we can buy your property and you go on vacation, we're gonna put that in the contract. I gotta go with you. That's the only stipulation. You got to take me with you, especially if you're going to Haiti.
Haiti is not good to go right now. I just went to Mexico like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
For 9 days. Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
This is the only thing. Yeah, this is the only thing I like to do. That I don't drink, I don't smoke. I just spend my money when I go somewhere. Want to go somewhere, I just pack and go.
Hey, I hear you. I hear you. And that feeling right there, that's a feeling of freedom. You know, so that's definitely you know, I didn't go on vacation a lot as a kid, but as I got older I started going out and I'm like, man, that is definitely a goal to be able to do that. So but like I said, man, I'm gonna reach out to my team if we can get it. If we can get it, we're gonna have to write that in the contract, man. Wherever you go next, I gotta go with you. And you know, and I'm gonna I'm gonna have to tell them that I'm your brother. I just don't have the accent, but we both from Haiti. We're gonna have to it's okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, I can reach out to them. I don't know if they will, but I'll let them know that's absolutely what you want to do, and then I can give you a call back just to kind of let you know what they say. Does that sound okay?
It's okay.
Okay, wonderful. Well, and two, Renell, this is my direct line. So if you do have any questions before I reach back out to you, or if just anything comes up in general, you know, you're like, hey, I wonder what you guys could offer about the product or whatever, you can give me a call or text here anytime, and you can reach out to me, and we'll get you taken care
of. Okay.
Okay. So like I said, I'll reach out to them, and I should be able to get you a call back this week. But yeah, this week or in a day, 1 or 2 business days, I should be able to get back to you and let you know what they say. Does that sound good?
Okay. Just call me around this time.
Okay, as long as it's like in the afternoon like this.
Yeah, man. So I don't want to call without giving some context, okay? Because in the beginning, I think I started giving them some work like in the middle of the call. But in the beginning, I usually do like I do that on purpose. This time I wasn't. This was actually Laura had gave me a lead. I was driving, so I had pulled my car over to the side of the
Oh, shoot.
And I was in like East Nashville too. So I think people was like walking past my car and stuff like that. That's why I'm like, I was kind of in and out of the call. But I got locked in at some point, and I realized he wasn't interested. So I really spent all for that, was not trying to disqualify him, but I'm like, dog, are you really interested in selling? Or are you just, if you give me $1 million, if you give me the best offer, then I'm like, dog, we're not going to be able to do that. As you can see, I was trying to find where we could add value at. What would you get out of moving? Is there anything else that you would want to, benefit from moving? And I needed him to give me the number first. Notice that technique that I stole from the real estate Diddy. You know what I mean? If I gave you $1 million, you would say, yeah. If I gave you 10K, you would hang up the phone on me. You know what you would, you know what you wouldn't, what you need.
Okay, for sure. That worked for sure. But I would say, like, one thing that you usually do at the beginning of calls that I didn't hear you do at the beginning of that call was like say, hey, you are looking to sell this property, right?
Yeah. Now this was from a while ago, and I just recently started doing that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and also I didn't ask him about
I'm just used to hearing you say you are looking to sell the property, right?
Why I do that? That's so
it's like, hey, let's establish this, because then if you'd have done this later, if you'd have started acting like that later, you'd have brought back like, hey, you told me you was looking to sell this property. That's why I'm asking you these questions.
Exactly. Again, this is like an acquisitions call. They've made it past the prospecting level. They've made it past the lead manager, and they kind of somewhat got qualified. And so I'm calling them as the purchase specialist, like, hey, let's establish this up front. You're talking with Laura, you are looking to sell this property at this point, right? But this call was like a little bit ago. That's why I recently just started doing that, because I realized for this call, or for the acquisitions call, when you're ready to talk to them, ask them that first and foremost, and then ask them about the decision maker. But a couple of other things that I did that I always like is whenever you want to get them to give you a number first, really, you want to do that and let them know whatever you got to get them to give you a number. But then he said 380, whatever they said. He just said 250. It don't matter. I always say, before I get off the call, I say, okay, I'm going to go take this to my underwriters just to see what we can do. Just to see what we can do. If they come back and, you're asking 250, if they say we can do 230. Should I even call you back, or do you think that that'd be too much? Is that something I should do? And that's just to see. That's me going for the soft, what I call like a soft close or like a soft pull down on the price. So I'm just seeing like, are they negotiable?
Yeah.
AJ, no, we didn't. This man was asking. I think the ARV on his house was like 350. He was asking,
but he wasn't interested in selling. But
he was flat out, you know, not even. He really didn't want to sell. He said, "Look, that's why." Also, I went negative. We talked about that last time I called. Is going negative. I said, "Hey, have you thought about like listing it on the market? Is that something you're completely against?" He was just like, "No, I don't want to sell my house." You know what I mean? It's like if I'd have asked him that question up top, at the top of the call, we wouldn't even have got there. And he just said, "Well, if I said, hey, you were talking with Laura, just wanted to know, man, you are looking to sell your house, right?" And he'd have been like, "Well, no, you guys called me." I would be like, "I'm gonna make this a short call." Okay, sir. We go through the motions just to see what he's talking about, but he wasn't talking about nothing. But notice he hit me with the, "What's your offer?" You know what I mean? Like all of that. He was all stiff up top, but as we talked a little bit, I got him to soften up, talking about where he's from, what he likes to do, and all of those things. Really, you want to go off into building rapport. And we built rapport and then got back on track. Built rapport and then got back on track. I can't tell you how many years, like in the beginning, like I would be on a call for like an hour just talking about some old lady's grandson and how he's going to practice. And I'm like, man, we ain't even. I'm trying to talk about the property or get off this call, and she don't want to. So it's build some rapport, but stay on topic though.
Sure.
And then I would just say, man, you notice like as soon as he said 380, I was looking on Zillow just to see some properties that have sold, period. And I think I probably had PropStream pulled up. No, I didn't have PropStream pulled up because I was in my car. I had my laptop on me at that time. So I was just like, let me look up Zillow real quick. And I was like, man, I don't see nothing that's sold in that area. All cash for 380. So no. In doing that, bro, even if you just use Zillow, having some real comps to go back and forth with them gives you a lot of leverage. Because the sellers is gonna say anything. They're gonna say whatever's in their best interest. I want 380. And you're like, there is nothing selling for 380 in this area. And I don't even have to argue. I really don't have to do much convincing. I'm just like, dog, nothing in the market. There's nothing being sold for that in this area. And if he's a real seller, he's gonna be like, okay, you got a point. You know what I mean? And so I did that. Like I said, I was in the car and I pulled over. And so you can pull up Zillow anywhere and just look at Zillow and just type in the address, look up some comps real quick. We're like, dog, you asking for too much or you asking for a real number? But yeah, man, that's a good question, AJ. No, as soon as he said 380, I was like, you don't want to sell. No, as soon as he said, I don't want to sell my house, you guys called me. I was just like, oh, well, I just gave you guys an example of a caller that I basically disqualified. I might follow back up with him. It was okay. It was okay, AJ, man. I appreciate it, man.
It's somebody who owns the property, you build a relationship with them, you know what I'm saying? And if maybe you want to sell in the future, he sell it to you, or like I did, like I was following up with this guy. He did not want to sell his property, but he ended up tipping me to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So like you let people know what you're looking for, you build a relationship with them. People who own property know other people who own property. You know what I'm saying? This dude might not want to sell, but if his neighbor, he ended up talking to his neighbor, like, man, I'm selling my house. He's gonna be like, man, I look, this dude I talked to, he called me, he a real cool guy. They buy the properties cash, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Cordero called the guy up again, hey man, you looking to sell the house now? Nah, man, but I talked to my neighbor, and he was talking about selling. Bam, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I done got deals that way, man. I done had a few jokers who referred us to their neighbor, referred us to somebody else in the neighborhood. Like we got 3 people in the same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Just jokers, refer. You know what I'm saying? So Man, you can't sleep on that for sure.
For sure not. And that goes back to always being in the right place. It's like we just need to be talking to him all the time. Hey, I know, only God knows. If I just stay in contact with him, at the very least, I might go on vacation with him. Shoot, you know what I mean? But if he does decide to sell his house, who you think he gonna sell it to? The new guy that just showed up with, "Hi, how are you? I want to buy your house." Or I've been talking to Cordero. Me and Cordero got a good rapport, and he buys houses, and he can get me the best cash offer. It's just like, he probably would if he's ready. He's just not ready to sell his house at this time. So he's just somebody that we put into our follow up. But man, I'm tired of showing y'all like the mid calls. Like these are just mid calls. Like people who ain't really talking about nothing all the way. Next time, I want to show them the call with that lady where the wife when she called me.
Oh man, I ain't even heard that call, man. So that's gonna be a good one, man. We'll hit that up tomorrow, man.
That's how we I
get something going through the day though, call some people live, while we up on this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna call some people live, but y'all got to see them calls. Some of the but I'm thinking about Kelly arguing back and forth with Kelly. That bro, you gotta be a strong individual.
Man, we gotta call Alvin tomorrow, dude. I just thought about that. I was gonna call him today. We gotta call Alvin tomorrow for sure.
Tomorrow, Thursday. Which one of us call him Alvin?
Man, I called. Oh, you did. Did I call Alvin or you call Alvin? He didn't pick up.
I think the last time I called him, he picked up.
Man, we gotta call him tomorrow for sure. I think he told us to call on Thursday, though, I think.
No, man, we gotta
call him tomorrow for sure.
We gotta call Everett.
Yeah, we gotta call Everett too. And we need
to
boy. Get old man.
Now I'm gonna call get him in Friday.
Oh, okay.
Just because he was talking about, there's no rush. I'm not really wanting to do anything to the end of this month. Don't take your time. I was like, I'm gonna call you back long before the end of this month, well before the end of the month. But yeah, at least give him to tomorrow. But yeah, man, that was just somebody. Some people you talk to, see again, you want to at all levels, like whether you're talking about prospecting, you cold calling, or your lead manager is following up with leads, or your acquisitions person is following up to get people locked up. You want to have a whole lot of people to talk to. That way, I got 10 people. So I might have 10 people to call for an acquisitions call today, but probably 8 of them going to be like that guy. You know what I mean? Well, or somewhere on a range from that guy to highly motivated, highly interested. And some days out of 10 people, like 5 of them is ready to go. And you be like, dang, today is just popping off. Well, you got to be consistent. But for the most part, you're going to talk to some folks like that. I was just showing you in that call. There's a couple things just to kind of pay attention to when you're listening to what the seller talking about. When a person tells you who they are, believe them. And that's in all contexts. But if he flat out say, I don't want to sell my house, you called me, then it's just, I'm thinking in the back of my head, man, I'm not about to do a whole bunch of arguing over the price. That's where I have tactics and techniques that really come into play when it's somebody who's really motivated. But if they don't have a real motivation, I'm not even gonna start trying to negotiate on the price. The only one little thing that I will do is say, hey, if my acquisitions team come back $40K lower, should I even call you back? Even if they add a good number. If my acquisition team come back and they about 10K lower than what you're asking, is it worth calling you back, man? Or, do you think that would that be something you're interested in? And then sometimes they'd be like, you should call me back. I think we can talk about that. Or sometimes they'd be like, no. So something to think about.
Sure. Seller from Tennessee. She was interested in selling from the start. She answered the question, but want to be called. Then when I tried to call her number, she canceled the call. She found another one. I was going to text her.
Is that the lady that says she only wants to be texted?
Asking Laura. You talking about lady? It was a lady from Tennessee.
I can't remember, but it was some lady that Laura sent me. She was just like, only text me. And I was just like, okay. I text her. She ain't texting me back. So I started trying to call her. And she didn't answer the phone. But she was just like, I'm like, just based about everything Laura was saying, I'm just like, she's not interested anyway. What person really want to sell their house and say, hey, I want to sell my house, but I don't want to talk to you about it? But I have had deals where we completely
Yeah,
deal.
I've had a few people, very limited number though. It's very more likely for them to be what you said.
Yeah, that's why I still text
Yeah,
her.
that type of person. But I have had that type of person that's like, hey, I only need to be text. But that's because like they was either so busy, they knew they had work during the day. Like, hey, only text me, man. Like, I don't need you to call me. You know
Yeah, but at the same time, this lady, she was just like showing like a whole bunch of signs. Like she was talking about price is non-negotiable. I'm asking for basically Zillow, the Zestimate, and don't text me. And I only want to talk, and I'll only get on the phone if your offer's right. As a matter of fact, she might not even been able to give us an offer. She was just like, "Give me an offer, and if it's good, then we'll talk."
Laura was saying this lady was asking for below.
Who was it? What was her name?
She must have been asking for something pretty low for Laura to call me that many times.
What was it?
Laura didn't say what her name was, but she must have been asking for something.
And this was today?
Pretty low for Laura to be giving me that many calls.
When was this? Today?
Yeah, it was earlier today. But she must have been asking for some low. Like, Laura do not call me that much. She know.
Why did you lock her up or something like that? Just sit there in contract.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask Laura. Like, you gonna put her under contract, man?
She know the bid. She know the protocol.
She know exactly what to do. But shoot, man, we've been on this thing, I'm pretty sure, over an hour. Oh, dang, getting to an hour and 30 minutes, man. But we had some people that's been rocking with us, man. Appreciate y'all. A bunch of people came through, though. AJ came through. My guy Cass came through. Wall Street came through.
Wall Street
came through this thing, man.
That
Godfather Keith Dunn came through this thing. T came through, man, connected with her. Oh, she can help us on this deal over here in Fort Worth, man. Caleb came through, man. Appreciate you, Caleb, coming through. Jermaine came through. Anita came through, and Ali came through. We had plenty of people to come through. And all my people on IG, appreciate y'all checking this out. But, man, we out of this thing until tomorrow, man. We're going to come back with some live cold calls, or live calls, I should say, not telephone calls. And, man, we're going to keep bringing y'all this, man. So if y'all have questions, make sure you ask them, man. We're here to show y'all what we're doing. We're going to just continue to try to make it better, let y'all see how we get this stuff done, man. But until next time, man, peace out.